Good evening, good evening, good evening. And tonight is Tuesday night. And what do we do on Tuesday night? It is Urban Sentinel Live. I want to welcome you to another show tonight on Urban Sentinel Live. And we got one of our great guests that's been with us from time to time, Raven Thistle. She'll be with us tonight. And we'll be discussing mental illness, okay? It's real. We'll talk about therapy and things of that nature. Just start getting ready for the holidays because I know the holidays brings on a lot of anxiety among people, and especially, after going through a loss or regardless of what the loss is, the holidays can be a tough time. So, Raven, come on in. Come through the door. I'm waiting for you.
Hi.
Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome back to the Urban Sentinel Show for the 1 millionth time. How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to be back. Thank you for
Yes,
having me
yes.
again.
As you can see, under Raven's name, she has Holistic Transformation Coach. That's a fancy name, but she does help you adjust to life and deal with issues that are commonplace among a lot of us, okay? And she has some good stuff, some good information. So, Raven, how things been going with you?
Things have been going really well. I've been having a lot of different transitions and very intentionally making some transformations in my own life. And I'm really pleased with the results that I'm getting.
Okay. Yeah, when you say we know you a lot of your work deals with therapy, and helping people regain their uh, self-esteem and self-worth. But tell me about transformational coach, holistic transformation coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So previously, we've talked about me being a holistic health coach or a holistic life coach, and I'm both. I'm also certified as a relationship coach. So, really, being a transformation coach or a holistic transformation coach is all about supporting and helping people to transform their lives, change their lives from where they feel stuck, whatever it is that they've been struggling with for such a long time, using proven methods to change their habits, using unique strategies that are customized for their challenges and their obstacles that they uniquely face in their lives, and also being their partner and their guide as they journey through making the changes that lead to a transformed life.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah. I got to work on my elevator pitch.
Yes, yes, yeah. And I think at times we all need this kind of help in trying to get us through. Now, as I was saying in opening, we're moving into that time of year now where we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas. Gosh, I can't even think I'm saying we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas. Seems like the year has just flown away. 2023 is well on its way. And we got the beginning of a new year coming up, 2024. And there are a lot of people who will be going through some changes mentally and being stressed out during the holidays. What can they do now to prepare themselves for that time?
I'm so glad you asked. There's so many things they can do. One of the things that I'll be sharing here that people can do is join the 2024 Life Makeover group that I am hosting for life coaching and really meeting your goals for 2024 starting now. The changes that you make now are going to set you up for success in 2024, including changes for better mental health. So things you can start doing now to prepare yourself for the year ending. It's getting cold. You got the seasonal depression and things like that that people can expect to creep in during this time of year. So, what you can do right now is be very proactive. If you have struggled with seasonal depression in years past, then you already know that you are susceptible to triggers this season for those same symptoms to come up. Being diligent to do a little me search
Mm-hmm.
is what I always recommend. Do some me search, study yourself, get an understanding of what your habits and patterns are. Pay attention to what are the things that trigger you so that you can be prepared. Maybe it's spending time with loved ones. Maybe you're going to be around family, and maybe that's not such a fun experience for you this time of year. Maybe it is a very triggering experience. Maybe you're going to have to answer questions that or be asked questions that you don't want to answer, and you have to prepare yourself emotionally to spend time with those people. That's a very real thing, and it can be a mental health setback or an emotional wellness blockage for some people. So, putting the right tools in place, understanding how to approach those situations in advance, maybe creating some scripts for yourself of what you're going to say when somebody says something completely predictable that they're going to say to you. Um, or identifying what topics make you uncomfortable and preparing yourself emotionally to duck and dodge conversations about things you don't want to talk about. Maybe it is loneliness. Maybe that this time of year people don't go out as much, friends may not be as available. And so that year after year during the holiday season you face loneliness, or maybe you've lost a loved one this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So being proactive to create some scheduled plans or times, maybe even getting out of town, going on a vacation, can be really useful ways that you change those patterns for yourself this year.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. 'Cause, well, like we've talked about in the past, my triggers during the holidays, the loss of my father and everything, but I'm getting much better at that, and dealing with it uh, when the
Yeah.
holidays comes along and everything. But
What are you doing to deal with that? Why is it getting better for you over time?
well, gosh, that's a good question. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I
That's
just think I just think I've just with more acceptance. It's been in December be 31 years. You know,
Mm.
and I have good memories, and I realized there came a time a while back that I had to just move along. You
Mhm.
know, um, to get myself out the funk. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I do feel a sense of loss at Christmas time. Even though it's been 31 years almost, but that loss isn't overwhelming. Okay, like it was in the early years. Okay. So I've just, gosh, I don't know what's gotten me through it, but
Mhm.
I've just gotten through it, and I tell
Mhm.
people that have it, that are experiencing losses and things of that nature that it takes time.
Mhm.
You always have the memories, but it takes time to move beyond that. And don't think if you lose someone that's very close to you, you're gonna wake up the next morning and everything's gonna be good.
Mhm.
It's not, but I guess time, like they say, time has a way of healing things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think time is a really powerful tool, especially with grief. I think for me, time is showing me. I lost my grandmother in 2020. She was my best friend, and there was a time when I felt like things were just not going to be okay. It
Mhm.
was just never going to be okay again. And so every year that passes, I'm seeing like, okay, no, actually, it is okay. I am okay. I can continue to do this. Sometimes the time just teaches you like that your life is still moving on. Your life is still moving forward, and it's okay. It's okay to laugh again. It's okay to find peace.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And everything.
Yeah.
So, tell us what you've been doing lately as far as your coaching and stuff. I know you do a lot of coaching. Um, your programs that you have now. Have you done in addition? Tell the people about the programs that you have, and then the new programs that you started since last time we talked.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I am focused on one program. It's the 2024 Life Makeover by the Holistic Glow Up. And so This is a monthly subscription that you can sign up for. And with that subscription, you will get access to a private Facebook group. You will get bi weekly coaching sessions to help you actually reach your goals. The whole idea here is that I am going to help you transform your life toward whatever goals you choose in the year 2024 starting now. So we don't want to wait. The problem with a lot of uh, resolutions that people set is they wait until January 1st and don't do any preparation before that day. So, the gym is flooded with folks on January 1st, and by March 13th, them people be at home. And it's because we haven't built the proper framework. So I'm going to teach you how to set boundaries with yourself as a foundational tool that you build on. I'm going to give you practical tools to change your habits. Health and fitness and wellness is the number one type of goal people set. And so we're going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to really open up the toolbox and give you all the tools that you need in a strategic method to help you reach your goal. And maybe it's not just your health and wellness physically, maybe it is your financial health. Maybe you have a goal to fix your credit or to build better financial habits. Maybe it is a relationship goal. And I do believe and I preach that everybody should always have relationship goals. Relationships are the most important thing for your health. It is the biggest indicator of your physical and mental wellness and longevity. So if you don't have a relationship goal, then we need to start setting some. It doesn't have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to be about your, what other people are going to come into your life or that type of thing. A relationship goal can be, I want to learn how to be more vulnerable so that I feel safer with other people. Or I know that I've had issues with trusting people. I want to overcome the fear of trusting people. So those are relationship goals. So regardless of the type of goal that you have, it could be a career goal. Maybe you want to get closer with your parent or your child. Whatever your 2024 goal is, this group is a place where we will work on them together. So bi-weekly live coaching sessions where you'll get the teaching, and you'll also have the opportunity to get your questions asked in a really safe and supportive environment. You'll also have exclusive goal-based challenges. For example, we may do a week where it is a walking challenge. So every day, everybody's taking a walk and you have to report back in about your walk. Or maybe, maybe for you as an individual, that's not a challenge for you because you already do that. So for you, you're going to take that walking challenge and make it a run challenge. Maybe you're going to make it a 5K. So regardless of what level you're at or what your goal is, these challenges will work for you. You'll also get workbooks that you are going to be able to track your progress toward your goal. You're going to be able to really get a better understanding of what your unique limitations are. What are your triggers? And you'll be able to document those things so that you're learning about how to build a strategy for yourself in the future. You'll get mindset training. We're going to weed out all of the stinking thinking that's been keeping you from reaching your goal up until this point. And you're going to get real support. You're going to be in a community of like-minded goal setters who are there to support, encourage, and keep you accountable. And of course, you'll get support from me, certified holistic life, relationship, and health coach.
Okay, great, great, great. Now, is there an age limit on anything that you're doing?
Yes, it's 18 and up.
Okay, okay.
So I want grown people.
Well,
If you're
soon
not
to be grown, 18 and up,
right,
18-year
grownish,
olds.
grownish, legally grown.
Right, right, right.
um,
Now, what is the cost of this
so
program?
this costs $19.99 a month.
Oh,
So
God.
you will sign up for a
Mhm,
monthly subscription. It's extremely affordable, and that
mhm,
is intentional. I don't want the cost to be a barrier to anyone, but
mhm.
it's a monthly subscription. So I do want you to be in the habit of investing in yourself.
Mhm. Well, when you look at that, that's pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, yeah, it
You
really
know.
is.
I mean, 1999.
Less than a
Uh,
dollar a day.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
there's no excuse. We're getting rid of 100% of the excuses.
right.
If December 31st, 2024 comes and you haven't gotten any closer to your goals,
Mm-hmm.
honey, what is you doing?
Yeah. Now, how did you develop this program? What gave you the say the spunk to create this program?
Well, I have heard a lot of excuses. Most of the excuses that I've heard are coming from my own mind, the
Mm-hmm.
excuses that I have made for myself. Learning how to get out of my own way and practice what I preach has transformed literally every part of my life. And I'm hungry and thirsty to make that available to literally everybody. So when I thought about how can I help people reach their goals in 2024, but not just reach them, but exceed them, and how can we do this as a community? Um, I really was inspired by my own journey and how this year I set goals for myself and I've already reached them before the year's over. I wanted to make that into a system for people. So I went back through everything that I've done each time that I've made a change in my life or transformed something about my life. About 6 years ago, I lost 70 pounds. I wanted to document what did I do from my mindset shifts to the agreements I made with myself to the practical changes I made in my day-to-day life, to the boundaries that I set with other people to reach that goal. I tripled my income over the course of 3 years. I wanted to document where are the similarities to how I tripled my income and how I changed my physical body, losing the weight. There turns out those two things had a lot in common. Then I also transformed my relationship with my ex-husband. We have an amazing co-parenting relationship now. It wasn't like that when we first got divorced. So I saw the parallels in all the ways that I changed my life. I saw the patterns that I was able to use and put into practice, how I changed my habits. And they lined up with all the things that I learned in holistic health coaching school, with the things I learned in life coaching school, with the things I learned from relationship coaching training. And over the last 6 years that I've been a health coach,
Mm-hmm.
I have been teaching people these things and seeing them transform their relationships, their health, their finances, their life. And so, with this program, this is the first time that I am inviting a group to a subscription where they will be able to walk with me as a team, where they will be able to hold each other accountable, share their progress. Um, so that's really where the inspiration came from and the idea to build this type of group.
Okay. Now, finances. Everyone wants more. Okay.
Hmm.
If somebody tells me they're satisfied with life and they don't want more, then something's wrong with them. 'Cause I think we all have a desire to make more money and everything, to have more money, to do the things we want to do in life. How did you get that mindset? Now, you say you have tripled your earnings. Okay.
Yeah, and that's modest.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What?
modest.
That's modest. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get that mindset to go for what you wanted to go for in life to increase your income and your finances?
The mindset shift happened incrementally.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off with a very low opinion of what I deserved to have and what it really I was worth and really what was possible for me. I
Mm-hmm.
would see nice things and I wouldn't even allow myself to desire them because I just I always believed that that was for everybody else and not for me. So, my first obstacle was to accept that it is possible for me to have all the things that I haven't even allowed myself to desire. It's okay for me to want things. It's okay for me to want more or want better. And so, once I started allowing myself to desire things, I changed some of my beliefs. I believed that it was good to be humble, my definition at the time of what was humble, and it was bad to be um, basically to be wealthy. wealthy people are evil, wealthy people do bad things, or they don't give their money to charities in the right way, or just a lot of judgment and negative opinions about what it means to be a person of means. So I had to change my beliefs and accept that there's I've been around poor people my whole life, and half of them are really mean. Half of them are pretty bad themselves, or do bad things.
Mhm.
Why, that accepting that truth helped me realize that, like, no, there are good people in every tax bracket. And why can't I be a good person in a higher tax bracket?
Mhm.
So it was kind of an incremental, like, being open to realize what needed to change in my mindset, and then intentionally finding examples to rewire my brain and show myself proof that new beliefs are true and old beliefs are false. I read books. A lot of people love the book Think and Grow Rich.
I was
Um,
going to say
a
that.
lot of people love that book. I personally didn't care for it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't get a lot out of that book, to be honest. But there are other books that I did get more out of. One of them is called "You Are a Badass" by Jen Sincero.
Mhm.
That book is so powerful. If I recommend it to everybody. I finished that book. Reggie, I've been driving the same car for 11 years. I
Okay.
had a beat up Honda Fit. It smelled like pee inside of it because I had a dog that used to
Uh-huh.
be back there because he didn't like to drive in the car. And
Mhm.
then I had two babies, and
Right.
outgrowing that little car.
Mhm.
But the car was a representation of what I thought, what I was willing to accept in life.
Mhm.
I didn't believe I could even have a new car. It was tiny, it was a Honda Fit. And I got two kids, and I'm 5'9".
Right. Right.
So um, I wanted an SUV, and I just didn't even. I told myself, well, your credit's not good. I hadn't even checked it.
Mhm.
I told myself it wasn't good enough. And I told myself I didn't make enough money for a car note because after that time I paid it off. Um, so after I finished the book, You Are a Badass, I was in Houston visiting my mom, and I finished that book right around Christmas time
Mhm.
in 2019.
Mhm.
And the next day, I went and got myself a new car immediately. My
Mhm.
mindset was totally different because I really internalized the concepts there. She has another book called You Are a Badass at Making Money.
Mhm.
That's another good one that I recommend. I'm also reading right now. I'm halfway through We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. Amazing book. She has podcasts where she brings on women of color or people of color who
Mhm.
are making multi millions of dollars in their businesses, and they talk about their real life, their real struggles, how they never believed they could be millionaires, and they give you the game on how to change your mindset. So I would say, for those who are listening, who are even scared to set a financial goal, to even scared to admit that you want that change, join the 2024 Life Makeover Group. Walk with me, allow me to walk with you. Come to the coaching sessions every 2 weeks. And I promise you, you will begin, if you follow, if you take the actions, you will begin to transform your mindset, and it won't be nearly as hard or take nearly as long as you think.
Well, you can count me in. My feeling is that any age you can learn to do better. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's nothing wrong with that. Now, I think a lot of us we don't want to think and grow rich. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I've always heard, you need to surround yourself with people that have the same mindset that you have. Now, you might not have the deep pockets they have, but you can probably glean and learn from them through that mindset on what they do.
Yes,
You
a
know,
1000%. The company you keep, it cannot be overstated.
yeah.
There's a whole chapter in Rachel Rogers' book, We Should All Be Millionaires, about this.
Mhm.
And she touches on a lot of important things. I've seen it in my own life.
Right.
One of the decisions that I made last year was to relocate.
Mm-hmm.
I relocated, and a big part of the main reason for my relocation was to change my community. I didn't have people there who were living the lifestyle that I wanted. There wasn't anybody who I would trade places with. So I relocated. I moved halfway across the country, brought my children, and started new in a place where I have the type of community that people wish they could pay for.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I have in my life now are doing so many things that inspire me, and they're amazing people. And we are doing life together as a community. And
Mm-hmm.
they're a big part of the reason, just their mindset, their influence, the way that they pour into each other. We pour into each other, is a big part of the reason I've been able to level up, continue leveling up.
Mm-hmm. Good, good, good.
Yeah.
Now, how can your mindset help you improve your health? You know, everybody's going around, they got some kind of ailment bothering them. You know, so how can your mindset help you improve your health?
Oh gosh, how much time do we
You
have?
know.
So this is what I will give. This is where I will start.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a religious woman, but the Bible has so many things, so many great things. One of them is, it says, "So as a person thinketh, so is he or she," right?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing it says is that faith comes by hearing. These are important. I put those two things together as I lay the foundation for this science now. So there are scientific studies where you got two glasses of water, and they are looking into this both glasses of water through a microscope that is so fine that they can see the molecular structure of the water cells, right? The water molecules.
Mm-hmm.
For one of the glasses of water, they say positive things, they give affirmations, they are talking lovingly, and even the tone of voice that they're using, the frequency that they're speaking onto the water is very positive and loving. The other glass of water, they're talking very hateful, they're saying negative things, they're using aggression, and they are talking down to this glass of water. And what they see on the molecular structure of that water is that for the glass where you are saying negative things, the water molecules become deformed, and the shape of the molecules is oblong, and it's uneven, and it's warped. The shape of the water molecules that they spoke positively to made these beautiful crystalline foundations that were equal on all sides, like snowflake like, and just really lovely to behold. We are made 70% of water. How we think about ourselves, our mind, our thoughts, that is our communication and our words to ourselves. What we say to the water in our body has an immediate and definite impact on the shape of the water molecules that make us up, and not just the water, but all of our cellular functions. And so that's why a lot of times you'll see stories where somebody, was able to reverse their cancer diagnosis, even though it was late stage. And they'll talk about how their mindset, they didn't allow themselves to think certain ways. I have an example of my own where I was terrified of giving birth my entire life. That was one of my biggest fears. I never wanted to do it. Boom, guess who's pregnant, right? I was terrified. I was like, I can't do this. That's what I'd always told myself. I can't do this. Media has been telling women that we can't do this, quote unquote. It's too hard. All the videos of women screaming and stuff like that. I changed my mindset during my pregnancy. Changed my mindset. I did something called hypnobirthing. I watched people give birth, women give birth, um, peacefully, quietly, um, and I brainwashed myself that that was possible for me. I did it twice. I gave birth twice, nearly painlessly, extremely peacefully. My body was able to allow those things to flow. I bargained even with myself to, like, I don't want my water to break. I was scared of that. My water didn't break either time. I had both the babies, they were still inside the sack. And I fully believe that's because of my mindset. So that's one thing. And then, how the mindset affects your decisions and what you eat, what you put in your body, whether or not you move your body, it really comes down to self love. Do you love yourself enough to want the longevity? Do
Mhm.
you love yourself in a way that is action based? Love is an action word, right? It's a network of decisions. That's how I define love. So, do I love myself enough to make a network of decisions that support my longevity and wellness?
Mm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, cause I think we do need to change our mindset on a lot of things.
Hmm.
A lot of things. I know I do. Sometimes I find myself all over the place with ideas and things I want to do. I'm trying to figure out and trying to shift them around and figure out what I want to do. Even at this late stage in life, if I want to do this or do that, what am I good at?
Hmm.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I look on the wall, I look at my degrees, and I say, I'm not using none of them. I paid all this money for, you know, masters and things of that nature, but I don't use none of them.
How does that feel? I like how did when you're having that conversation with yourself, what does that feel like?
It doesn't feel good because I spent
Okay.
so much time studying, to get these degrees. And then I'm like, I have, then I say to myself, I have knowledge, I have power, but I don't use my knowledge and power.
Hmm. So it
So
sounds like the story you're telling yourself is a story of judgment and limitation.
mhm. So look, check this out. So I'm saying to myself now, I've got these extra degrees that I worked on. It 9 times out of 10, I'm just saying this, okay? I ain't throwing it up in the air. I hope it don't happen. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna take this knowledge that I have and I'm gonna take it to the grave with me. Never have been used.
Hmm.
Okay. And I think there's a lot of us out there that are like that. We see challenges, we attack those challenges. We want to get more education, we get the education, but then after we finish the education, we hold back and hold that knowledge and we don't use it.
Hmm. Yeah, that does happen. And I mean, to that, that's actually the thing, that fear is the thing that has motivated a lot of my decisions in life.
Mhm,
The fear that I won't have the opportunity to actualize all the brilliant things that I want to see happen.
mhm,
And just to not try, not even try, that's scary to me. So when I hear you say this, it's something that I think we all feel.
mhm,
That's universal. So the work is, why not? What does using your degrees look like to you? What does using all of your brilliance and contributing your knowledge to the world, what does that look like? To me, when I look at you, I think you're killing it. You bring
oh
you bring so much wisdom, you bring wisdom and light to
Lord.
everybody through your show, through your magazine, to
Mhm,
your family, your wife.
mhm,
You're giving light to so many people. But if you have more, you're the only somebody who knows how much more you got.
mhm,
Nobody else can actualize it for you. So what is that? That excites me that you got more.
mhm.
What you got?
There's a lot of times I sit back and I think about writing a book. I have different topics I like to tackle, but
Okay.
then I find it hard to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Things of that nature. And I say,
Yeah.
I'll be like, I said, now I know I can do better than this. I know I can do this. I've always
Mm-hmm.
been like that. But then it's like, it's everyday life. You just
Mm-hmm.
wake up the next morning, you just do what you know what you got to do, and you just keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't go that step further. And like I said, I see myself like that. People on the outside might see differently. You know, uh, I don't know.
Sounds like you have a 2024 goal of writing a book.
I've had that for a long time.
Okay.
I would have to go through my junky desk and through my phone notes and stuff like that, where I've written ideas down about a book, what I could do and everything. Because, I sit back and I look at a lot of these guys at books they write.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wrote that. I could do that and do it better. I
Mm-hmm.
had that kind of mindset sometimes, but then I don't take the next step to go forward with it. to
Yeah.
do better. Because in my mind, I feel like if I would just step out honestly on faith, and do some of the things that bombard my mind, that my lifestyle and what I do could be better than what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know that. Okay, I know that in the back of my mind. That if I really wanted to become a millionaire, if I really worked that mindset and do the things that could get me to that, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of telling people, hey, well, if you do this, you might get there. If you do this, you turn left, turn right, go jump around in a circle. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah. The
So,
thing is, you don't know what's going to happen.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I found that, this is powerful. This is a powerful tool. And instead of but. So, well, I want to do this, but I might fail.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this, and I might fail, and I might succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So for every like negative possibility, there's a positive possibility. And a part of shifting our mindset, changing the way we think, is intentionally choosing to focus on the positive potentials, even to the point of delusion. And that's why a lot of people on social media talk about being being delusional, like try to be delusional if you can. They're right. I mean, there's obviously some extremes to that, but it's a good thing to brainwash yourself into positive potentials. So that way, even if you do have a failure, it's really not a failure. It's a learning moment if you decide to keep going. It's only a failure if you stop there. So there really is no fail. If you try your entire life until you die, you never failed.
Because there are probably a lot of people out there, like I said earlier, that have a deep well, but they're not drawing any water from it. Bless you. They're not drawing any water from it, because they just feel like they can't do it,
Yeah.
They just
And that's real. Like we can't positive think our way out of that. Like it is real to feel that way.
Right.
And it's important to take those feelings seriously and give them serious acknowledgement. It's also important not to allow those feelings to rule our life and tell us what we will and won't do. Right? We have to kind of separate ourselves from our thoughts. And that's really the powerful thing about meditation. Meditation allows us to sit back and observe our thoughts and recognize that we are separate from them. Observe our feelings and realize that we are separate from them. So while they are here, I can feel them. I can observe that thought as it passes through, be it negative or positive, and I can still make a choice to move in a direction that I decided to move, not in the direction that my feelings felt like I should or my thoughts indicated that I should. I get to choose. And that's why it's important to have a plan. So if we don't have a plan, if we don't have a vision, if we don't, have some steps and a strategy, it's easy to let the years and the decades roll by without writing that book. But if we have, a plan, even if we feel like we're not going to accomplish the goal, even if we think that we can't do it, or who am I to be a best-selling New York Times author? If we think that, we can still make the steps needed because we have a plan to follow regardless of how we feel. So we have to build habits, we have to build consistency, and that's the work. Consistency is no matter how I feel. I walked 8,000 steps today. I'm so happy. This is the most steps I ever did in a day. And I've been consistent. I did not feel like doing that today, but I have a plan. You know what I mean? So giving people the tools, people don't have the tools. Like how do we make a plan? How do we be consistent when we don't feel like it? That's the thing standing in a lot of our way is
Right.
how we feel.
Right.
So how do I overcome my feelings and act? That's what we're going to do together. That's what we're going to be building in the 2024 Life Makeover group.
Some good stuff there, girl. Some good stuff. So how can people get in touch with you so they can get geared up for getting into your group?
Yeah, so right now, for folks who want to join, I'm still building on the back end a few things. I'll have a form ready by tomorrow or maybe late tonight. You can go to Facebook, type in Raven Thistle, and you'll see my Facebook page. You'll see my profile, which is like my personal Facebook profile, but you'll see the page, Raven Thistle, and it'll say like TV show or talk show host. Follow there and you'll see updates. You can also follow my personal profile. You'll see updates, and I will post the link where you can sign up to join the 2024 Life Makeover group. If you don't have Facebook, no problem. You can also go to my Instagram and do the same thing. You can also go to raventhistle.com and sign up there. In the form that I'm sending out, it's important that everybody fills it out so that I have an understanding of where everybody wants to meet. Do I need to make it a Zoom, or is everybody going to be in Facebook? So make sure you fill out that form. I'm going to respond to you with the link there. You can also make sure you follow me on TikTok at Raven Thistle. It's just my name everywhere. And I cannot wait for us to make these transformative changes together, for real. This is going to be really, really dope. I'm not holding anything. I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm giving y'all all of the tools.
Sound good to me. Sound good to me. Mark had typed into typed in, we are waiting for the Reggie movie. Okay, man, keep waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting. I can't wait for that book. I'm ready for that book to come out. I know that's going to be
Yeah,
good.
I tell you, I got to get my mindset right. Got to get my mindset right
Yeah.
and everything to get through and everything. Now, you still doing your other? I know you had some other programs that you're doing, or are you still doing those your other programs that you've done over the years, or you're focused on this one program at the time? This time going forward.
Right now, I'm just focused on this program for the next few months. For people who live in South Georgia, North Florida, you'll have an opportunity to attend a very special event that I'm bringing back in 2024 for Valentine's Day. It's called Touch Taste Teas. It is a couples intimacy experience. You're going to get intimacy coaching. You're going to have a delicious catered dinner and dessert. You're going to do some fun things together. You're going to dance together. I'm bringing in some additional specialists who are going to do some teaching and coaching as well. So it'll be about a 3-hour event for you and your sweetie. All partnership styles are welcome. And we're going to help you build the tools to keep lasting intimacy in your relationship. If I get requests for people in other states, we may make this attendable virtually after Valentine's Day, but it just depends on the level of like interest outside the area. But yeah, if you're in South Georgia, North Florida, come to Valdosta where I'll be hosting Touch Taste Teas. Make sure that you follow the Raven Thistle pages on all the social media platforms so that you can see when these things are published. And I'm sure that I will be back to Urban Sentinel Live
Oh
uh,
yeah,
well before then, so
yeah,
I can drop the latest links for y'all.
yeah. You know, I mean, that's something good to do, and you could probably do it more. Then you could probably do it in the other place. You know, just change the name to maybe like romantic getaway, romantic something. You know, and just do it 52 weeks out the year. You
Yeah,
know, because people, you know, they need a little push here and there. You know, to get that flame going. You know,
yeah,
'cause
absolutely.
some of us done got down to the embers in the fireplace. You know, so we
For
logs.
sure.
Yeah, we need some logs to, you know, get that fire burning in the fireplace again, you know. So
Yeah, we gotta stoke those fires, and
yeah, so
sometimes you
that could be something you could do, you know, easily, you know, because I'm pretty sure you could go to every city and find someone or some group of people that would really enjoy that. You
yeah,
know, really enjoy that, you know,
it's
because
needed. A lot of, we all see the divorce rate, but not
yeah,
just that,
yeah,
but
and
even people who stay together, like,
mhm,
are you still enjoying each other? Do you know how to communicate with this person is different now? They're not the same.
yeah,
And if you just got together, then we're going to help you build some foundational tools that's going to really help you continue to be able to connect.
Yeah. And see, I think one of the things, and especially with our churches and stuff, the churches are in many of our communities, the foundations in the community for people to come together to do stuff. Okay. But I think the churches have just lost focus on community and what people's needs are, and they stick more to what the word is, what the Bible says and stuff. And then there are some churches that have couples ministries and things of that nature, but I think the churches really have that opportunity, because a lot of times they in their pews on Sunday or Wednesday night at Bible study, there are people out there hurting and trying to figure out what to do, how to get there and get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, so when you're doing something like what you're talking about doing, you don't know how many people you're going to touch.
Yeah. I really appreciate and I receive that. I would really love to see a lot of couples walk out of there learning something that's going to help them continue and progress in their relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships are foundational. I cannot preach this enough. I'm so passionate about relationships, and especially marital relationships or just romantic relationships. They're a cornerstone to our communities, to our society. Families are just the pillar. So we have to learn the skills, especially in the Black community. We have to learn these relationship skills if we're going to progress as a people. So the event is not just for Black people, but I always call that out because we have a unique set of challenges in our community.
Look, we probably need a course at a HBCU, a 101 relationship course.
Ooh.
We are bad. We are look, we don't get it, okay? Because we never been taught that. Like the other day I was looking at something on TV and it dealt with people becoming wealthy and stuff. I don't know if it was an infomercial or what it was, or talking about retirement, one of those commercials and stuff. And I told my wife, I said, something. I know what it was. I like looking at Shark Tank because you see a lot of new ideas, people, creations and business startups and things of that nature. And it was some young guys on there, and they were, throwing that pitch. And like I told my wife, I said, something. I said, when we were coming up, the only thing we were told we could do would be a preacher, be a mortician, be a teacher. And maybe be a doctor. Okay. We weren't taught that we could be entrepreneurs and we could be millionaires and we could really make a mark on this world. We find, and I see that there are a lot of white men that have gotten ahead in life because that family background, that's what they were brought up on. The system was designed, and life was designed, I wouldn't say life, but the system was designed and the teachings were designed to keep us at a certain level, keep Blacks at a certain level and not let them out of that gate to move on up and get more. Yeah. Just think about the number of Black millionaires we would have now if we had been taught or had an opportunity to learn more about entrepreneurship. Okay. Yeah. Now, granted, we got our barbershops that have been around forever. We got our beauty shops that have been around forever. We got our funeral homes that have been around forever. But it's more out there that we could have been a part of. And the thing is, that training was never there for us. Yep. That push wasn't never there for us. And so we got to figure out ways to get our kids to understand that they have the opportunity to really blossom and to be whatever they want to be and do whatever they want to do. They cut out some of this BS they're out here doing in the community. They do have that real opportunity.
Yeah. There are so many factors contributing to that. You are absolutely correct. I wasn't born yet, but I know that in the 70s, that's when trades were taken out of high schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so black people who had been having thriving black communities because they had trades. They knew how to be a plumber, they knew how to be a mechanic, learning those things in school.
Mm-hmm.
But when they took the trades out of school and they pushed college, paid college that you have to pay for, it really displaced a lot of black families,
Mm-hmm.
not to mention the other laws that were changed and moving around at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so finding the footing in the community ever since then has been tough.
Yes, it has. I mean, I remember that when I was in high school, some of the guys in my community, everyone wanted to be a bricklayer.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Because back in my day, let me see, I graduated out of high school in 75. So, when you were talking about 70s up into 75, I mean, bricklayers probably were making good money. I mean, a good bricklayer, could probably make during that time, which was a lot of money, probably $500-$600 a week. Laying brick. I mean, at that time, that was pretty good money for someone in the black community. But like you said, they took industrial arts and trades out of the schools and stuff, and they pushed us to go to college. And some people just wanted to do a trade.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what they wanted.
And if you notice, the Hispanic community is doing very well financially in the U.S. And it's because they're doing all of the trade work that Black people used to do before those trades were taken out of schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's really a glimpse into the economic and financial potential that was taken away from Black people about 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there are, I mean, I'm skipping a lot of parts in the journey for the sake of our time, that we had in this space. But I believe when we look at solutions, one of the biggest solutions that and opportunities that Black people have in front of us right now, and all people, is tech. Working in tech presents the opportunity for Black people to recover a couple generations of wealth and income. So my work with Carrot's Brilliant Black Minds program, that program is designed to support Black software engineers. There are many programs that are designed to support Black professionals in learning tech-related trades and becoming proficient professionals who can work in the tech industry and bring six-figure careers and incomes into their homes and communities without college.
Yeah.
You can learn these skills.
Yeah.
So right now is a very important moment. The Black community is projected to lose a few $1 billion by simply not working in tech over the next 7 to 10 years.
Has Mark introduced you to Nicole? I can't think of Nicole's name right.
Nicole Dalton?
That does tech, does virtual tech stuff.
No, I don't think so.
She has, she has Nicole Maxwell. She is doing some phenomenal stuff when it comes to virtual transformations and stuff. I mean, this stuff is stuff that's, it's cutting edge and it's the way of the future. And
Yes.
she's
and it's the way of the present. Like, this is all happening fast.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Gosh. I got to get her on the show. I've been, we talked back and forth. I wanted to get her on the show one night just to, talk about what she's doing, because she's doing some good stuff in the tech realm and everything, So yeah. Okay, Raven, this has been some good stuff tonight. I always enjoy talking to you. I learned something new. I use this as my therapy for the hour, Because I always gain some nuggets from you. You always give me some stuff to think about.
Well, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
But like I said, you should really consider taking your relationship dinner, nationwide, East Coast, I mean, because you probably really be surprised at the number of people, if you have surrogates in different areas that could set it up for you. You'd be surprised at the number of people to show up for a 3-hour event that's going to help the relationship. Help them put some firewood back in that fireplace and light that flame again.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you investing that idea in me and the faith that you have in this work.
Oh yeah. I mean, we need it, and really, I mean, I was thinking about us today and what we were going to be discussing tonight. It seems like this is Mental Health Month, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't hear. It seems like we went to the peak. And we stuck right there, and then we sliding back down the hill now.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing our focus. We're losing our focus.
Yeah.
And it's just like with the wars that are going on now, at one time we were hearing everything about what was going on in Ukraine. And then when the situation in Israel came along, we're not even hearing about Ukraine anymore. It's like we done took Ukraine, put it to the back burner. And that's how I think we are taking mental health right now. I think we kind of slide into the back burner. We can't do that, And mental health is real. And I think we really got to keep pushing it, And that's why, I don't mind giving you, a Tuesday night every month, so we can keep pushing this thing here,
Mm-hmm.
We need help. We all need some type of help,
Yes.
Need some type of help. So to our viewers, we have been talking to Raven Thistle tonight. She's a holistic transformation coach. She's laid out some good nuggets tonight. She's got some events coming up again for this year and then going into 2024. She gave you the information. You can go to Raven Thistle. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram. You can find her on TikTok. Go for it. People, get this stuff. Get into her group. $19.99 a month. Less than $1 a day.
Yeah.
Y'all spend that at Chick-fil-A on one meal, So hey, I mean,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Go and support her. Mental health and feeling good about yourself is important. Okay, and we need to have a new mindset going into 2024. With everything that's going on around us to make 2024 a great year where we're stress-free and we're loving life. And that's what I want for everybody, So again, Raven, thank you for being with us tonight. I always appreciate it. Always a good time to do that. Okay. She even put the link in there. And like she said, you can also find a link on her Facebook page and stuff too. So get it filled out, get involved, take care of yourself. Okay. Your body is your temple, and that's how you got to roll. Okay. So look, people, until next Tuesday night, go out and have a good, safe weekend. Raven, in the last words.
Just thank you so much for having me again. Everybody be well, take care of yourself, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, people. Take care of yourself. You don't get but one trip here. So make good of this trip you got right now. Take care of yourself and be happy. Peace. Good night, everyone.